Alright, good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're back at playing Blue Moon here in Modern. And since the last time I've made a couple of changes, so I was very impressed by Treasure Map, and despite having Blood Moon in the same deck and of course the map being able to flip into a land, I've decided to try it on my main board. Just because of the additional mana source that it provides, and just if we don't get a blood moon down or if we don't need it in a certain matchup, then we have 3 more draws. So Treasure Map here acts basically as our search for Scanta, and then I cut 2 Ancestral Visions, although I was very happy with them, but in favor of 2 Dark Dwellers top end, so that they balance each other out a little bit, and we have Dark Dwellers that are able to flashback Ancestral Vision here. So overall, we didn't cut any value, we just spread it more evenly so that we are not reliant on having a turn 1 Ancestral Visions, which sometimes got us a little stuck. But Ancestral Vision is certainly a very good option right now. And then in the sideboard, we also changed a couple of things. I put in 2 Abrades, just for the affinity matchup for Coquelan, Ironworks, etc. Same thing with Relic, 1 more Relic, and an Anger of the Gods. Although Anger is not as good right now, it still has its matchups where it really shines against sometimes Hollow One, although a couple of their threats are just too big. And of course Dredge. So let's jump into the league and see what we get. We also cut Pia and Kieran Lar, although that's a card that I really like and it's really dear to my heart. But without any recursion, and well, sorry, just dropped something. What a non-good hand. Nope. Alright. Turn this off. And yeah, as I said before, in this build, Opt facilitates our Snapcaster Mage to be a little more aggressive and proactive than he usually would, or we would usually use him in Grixis. Alright, we're playing against something degenerate already. Good that we put in the what was I gonna say? Yeah, good that we put in the Anger of the Gods and an additional Relic of Progenitus. Catholic Reunion. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Dredge can play around it pretty well. And here he has an insane Dredge. 2 Blood Gas, 3 Prize Amalgrams. Yeah, it couldn't be any better. And I think this might already be over for us. despite having landed the Blood Moon. So we're cutting him out a little bit, but we cannot deal with this board. Probably. But we're not going to give up here. Yeah, for these types of decks, this is definitely good to have your value engines spread out a little, because having, like, we would have to board out Central Vision completely here. He already has a conflagrate in his graveyard as well. Can we beat any of this? So that's exactly 7. And if we go for Harvest Pile, then he just conflagrates and we die. Alright. Okay, one of this, one of 2 of these. We might want to have a Dark Shackles. Explosives, is that good enough? Probably don't want to have the even dealing flicks because he has too many flyers and we kill our own clicks with Anger of the Gods. Dark Shackles, of course, is a little slower, so we definitely want to have these 4. Electrolyze still okay. Excuse me. Remand and Spell Snare are pretty good. We need the burn, but we probably don't need Logic Knot. Snaring Bridge isn't good enough here against. We probably would only be able to stop Press on the ground, if anything. So I think, yeah, we might be going for the Dark Shackles. Spells Guide could also be an option. Maybe putting in 1 Spells Guide. Yeah, I think we need to keep this. Having a Relic and Opt to our disposal. Already more than we could hope for. And if we draw a red source, then we have a reasonable hand. Shriekhorn, yep. So this time I'm gonna pull up his graveyard, not to be confused here. Just because his graveyard's way more important right now than ours is. I don't want to be changing places all the time. So now he has a Dredger for 5 already. Okay. He has boarded Lightning Eggs lightning axe, probably in fear of man, why did he board so many lightning axes? Probably in fear of Titty. Thing in the eyes. Didn't find another dredger here. Hopefully also didn't find a bloodghast. Okay, found bloodghast, of course. This is... yeah, we need to pop this now, but of course it's only one bloodghast, alright. Yeah, we cannot prevent this from happening. Okay, now we get rid of these two prize demograms. Yeah, probably still looking for lands here just to facilitate our cryptic. And then we're gonna go for a blood moon here. Would be reasonable. I don't even know if they're playing basic lands. Getting rid of bloodghast isn't as important yet. And of course we're stifling our cryptic ability, but him not having access to green might be something very important. Green or black, that is. Okay, 2 cathartic reunions. And he has another one in hand. Yeah. So opponent like having super good hands here, one really has to say. This is not bad. This is not bad. So let's see if he does have a land drop as well. The good thing is that Blood Moon cuts off the recursive ability of alright, cool. So I think since we know at least 2 cards in his hands, he has Faithful Suiting as well. And of course he has Conflagrate. Let's see. So he dredged 2 lives, so we know 3 cards in his hand. So the last card would need to be a land in order for him to trigger Bloodghast again. Otherwise we could reduce the damage significantly here. But I think I'm just gonna go with Cryptic, tap draw for 1 more turn, or for 1 turn, and then play. He doesn't have any dredges in his graveyard as well anymore. So tap. We could also bounce the price demogram, but he could conflagrate it back. So tap draw. Yeah, Faithful Suiting. Putting 2 Stinkweeds in his graveyard. Great. And I don't think that from this point on he can come back. We're at 16 life. Get rid of three amalgams and 2 blood gas. Okay, there are 2 more blood gas and an Arcomoeba. And he has 6 cards in his hand right now. But he also needs a land drop. Alright. So we could of course flash Anger of the Gods back without a problem. So we're gonna do that. Sacrificing our own Snapcaster Mage, but that's fine. Now he still has an out. He could still try to accumulate mana cards in his hand. Come on with Scourge Devil and go with Conflagrates. That's why Conflagrates are so scary. Alright. So I'm not having any of this. And he has 1 more card in hand. Of course he can trigger stuff. Still, but there's no way that he's winning this. So we're just gonna let him die to decking here. Yeah, Ancestral Vision way too slow here. Alright. On the play, Ancestral Vision would have maybe been okay. On the draw, I think it's just way too slow. And here we might just want to have Spellskites. Also because Spellskite can redirect Conflagrate, of course, although that might be a little painful, and just because it is a blocker on board, so we don't have to kill everything all the time. Yep. Opponent's on a mulligan to 5. Don't need to have ours. I put a card on top of the library. And his effects are suiting as well. Yeah, Reg doesn't really care. Like having these 3 cards in his graveyard already. So we're just looking for either an Anger of the Gods or a Relic of Progenitus. He's drawing naturally. No, he didn't. Not another Cathartic Reunion. So this dude all the time turns to Cathartic. If we draw a relic now, that would be pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna aggressively look for a relic here. Probably Life from the Loam, getting back a fetch land, or 3 fetch lands in this case, to trigger Bloodghast and Bloodglast, triggering Prized Amalgam. So we can deal with 1 Amalgam. So he was waiting for the Bloodghast trigger in order to find more action in his graveyard first. Oh no, he just wanted to avoid an Anger of the Gods there, which is a neat play. The other way around would have also been okay. Alright. So there's also Stingweed, which is so I'd say we're gonna opt here and then decide on whether or not we want to block. We could take 5. That's not a big deal yet. Another cryptic command. Yeah, we could go cryptic into cryptic and chain them for a little bit, of course, to always find something good. And that way we're making a couple of land drops. The only problem then is Conflagrate. Yeah, let's put that on top. Maybe that's also scaring him a little. Looting, yeah. So 2 Narcomoeba triggers. And he also found a Bloodghast again. So at this point we're mostly drawing 2. Alright, there's a relic. He's got 1 Conflagrate in his graveyards. We could of course go and pop the relic and play the Spell's Guides. Therefore he would lose 1 Bloodghast, 1 Conflagrates. Yeah, I think that might still be alright. And then we play Spell's Guides. It's not perfect, it's not the best relic, but it still provides us with a little bit of value, therefore. The alternative would be crypting. Alright, yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Alright, we need to survive this turn, obviously. Dabla, oh my god. Another Bloodghast. So we're taking 5 again. At least. 10 is still a comfortable life total, but alright. Yeah, you could play a fetch land here again, and okay, it doesn't. it in. Sadly, it did not. We're still going for it here. If we find another Snapcaster Mage. Life from the Loam and the Conflagrate. Already really bad again. I think he might be able to kill us here. No, but next turn. Yeah, he can kill us next turn. We would basically need to find another Snapcaster Mage here, or no, actually we need a Relic of Progenitus of the top here. Also, as you can see here, he reboarded and got rid of the lightning axis, realizing that you made a mistake there in between. Yeah, this is bad because Conflagrate, well, we can't stop at least one life from blow. That's fine at least with the additional spell snare here. So maybe we can survive one more turn. Just maybe though. Another Samogram. He's got 11 cards left in his deck. Is there any way we would need a really good sequence here? So we can stop one Conflagrate from one life from the Loam. But that's still not enough. He can flashback. He can play one more life from the Loam and that flashback Conflagrate for 6 and then we die. Okay, giving us one more shot here. How good is Spells Guide in this spot? So we can redirect Conflagrate. We also have one. So the important thing is, nope, we didn't get rid of the Dark Blast that he still has in hands. So we cannot block the Prized Amalgam, but we can kill it with a Lightning Bolt. He also needs to dredge his life from the Loam. And then we can redirect 4 targets, 4 triggers to Spells Guide. We could also tough spot here. Eight cards left in his library. That's an ability, that one we cannot prevent. But now he doesn't have enough for conflagrate, right? Is there any way he can get another card in his hands? Oh no, of course. He dredged one life from the loam. Can play it to get back. So if we kill this block here, we take 6 and die. But what if go beginning of combat, and now he needs 4 mana and play this turn, right? What if we tap bounce? We just bounce a Bloodcrypt here. Then he cannot. No, then he has conflagrate for 6 exactly. But then we have 1 island to redirect, right? So we would go to 1. Yeah. Alright, let's try that one. No, just lets it resolve. Of course, our chances are pretty slim, but if we find another Snapcaster Mage here, then we actually have a chance. Or a Blood Moon, actually. Blood Moon. No. Blood Moon, of course, stops the life from loam. So he would need. And also stops the trigger there. But we still take 7 like this. Well, these 2 price homograms here last turn were somewhat of a bummer. I think otherwise we could actually survive here. Well, at least we put up a fight. It's not the easiest of matchups, and I think we did a good job. So we block 1, kill 1. Would be able to redirect the conflagrate 4 times, but not just too much here. Yeah, I think we took some of the best lines here. Sadly, wasn't enough. With Jeskai though, this is a pretty good matchup. At least with the build that we employed there last time. Yeah, and I had the correct feeling in my gut when I put in an additional copy of Relic and Anger of the Gods, apparently. But one has to say we also didn't draw particularly well there. Okay, Snapcaster Mage would have been great. Of course, another Relic would have been great. The Dark Shackles would have saved us. Even a Goblin Dark Dwellers would have been the best draw. No, let's keep on the draw. Alright. So we're facing all the retard decks here today. But it is Eldrazi-Tron. At least Eldrazi-Tron. So we have somewhat of a game and somewhat of, you know, some fun. Mindstone is a little bad for us because even if we draw a Blood Moon, he does have access to colorless mana. Relic. He doesn't have another land drop. That is interesting. Though one has to say, we're also a little stuck here on mana. Expedition map. So obviously he drew that one off the top. And if we let it resolve, then he can actually utilize it this turn. Therefore, I'm trying to find another land source here. Okay, which we did. So that he has to spend one more turn to get another land and a creature out. So now the question is, are we actually gonna use Vendilion Clique on ourselves or on him? Alright, and that's actually pretty good. And he uses that there. Because we do have a couple of... Yeah. Cover of Souls, sure. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have a look at his hand here. Seeing what's going on. Could also be instantly hit by a Dismember, but... Yeah, and there's the Dismember. Which he didn't even want to utilize. Alright, so he has a super strong hand. Ugin is still ways off. So yeah, he could go with Thought-Seer next turn. But I think our only way here of winning is to raise him. And raising him would include him playing Thought-Seer next turn, so we could Lightning Bolt. He goes down to 11. And then we have another hit, he goes down to 8. He would have taken the Snapcaster Mage, or maybe he would even have taken the Golden Dark Dwellers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Dismember here. And then we're just trying to raise to utilize his being mana stuck. Yeah, we can go bolt, snap bolt, and then Goblin Dark Dweller bolt. He could also just go Reality Smasher, but that would at least give us 2 turns. Yeah. So we go to 13 after this turn, and then the best play he has available to himself next turn is another Reality Smasher, so we then go to 3 and he won't be able to kill us. Bolt. Cancel. Snap bolts. Perfect. Nope. All right, let's see. So we want to have ensnaring bridges. We want to have dung shackles. Electrolyze just super bad in this matchup. I think we would even want to have spell skies. It blocks well and it doesn't get hit by Ugin the Spirit Dragon. So we can cheaply redirect there, and we could also redirect walking ballistas. And here even, no, Braid is actually pretty good. Solemn Simulacrum is also worth considering here. I'm gonna board out Treasure Map because it's somewhat too slow. Dung Shackles, Ensnaring Bridge, great. Fog Bolt, really bad here. Spell Snare, there's only like 2 cards in his deck that we hit with a Spell Snare, but maybe 1 card, like 1 Spell Snare is good enough. We hit both a Chalice of the Voids on 1, and we hit Mindstone. Is that good enough for us? By the way, if I were playing Call of the Citadel, I would definitely play Treasure Map. I want to have the Ancestral Visions, although we're playing against an aggressive deck. Just because Thought-Knot cannot get rid of it in our hands. And thus, you can just hide it a little. Well, at least we do have the Chalice and these spells in our deck, but of course now it's already too late. Cannot play it anymore. And in comparison to paper, we cannot even try to trick him with a lightning bolt. Okay, so he doesn't have a Thought-Knot in hand. Okay, Matter Reshaper. Or maybe he just figured this to be the more yeah, we cannot utilize it anymore. Vendilion Click, of course, can get rid of this stuff. I don't think that he can beat an Ensnaring Bridge once we get down to 3 or more cards, 3 or less cards. Tectonic Edge, alright. Chalice on 2 as well. So he has a pretty disruptive draw here, but that is not actually a problem. I think I want to play the Blood Moon next turn. Not this turn. He doesn't have a cavern yet, and I want to somewhat get rid of the cryptic command here. All right. Since I want to get rid of cards, I'm just gonna play click, target ourselves to get rid of a dead card that we cannot just play in spell snare, and then bolt him, despite it being countered, of course. So we're down to 4 cards. Hopefully draw a land here. No, we don't. But we can attack him. He didn't play a card there that turn. So we could go, and he's also a little mana stuck. That's why he didn't utilize the Tectonic Edge up until now. We could go with the Blood Moon here, but then we cannot play our Cryptic Command anymore. So we'll take one more turn. With 5 cards in our hand, he currently only has 4 mana and missed a land drop. So if he bounces the Chalice, then he's likely to play it back, right? To replay it, I mean. Could of course also bounce the Steam Vents, just for the sake of it, and draw cards, which would make us somewhat susceptible to an Eldrazi or Reality Smasher. But next turn we could then go Blood Moon and Lightning Bolt, even if we... So we would basically replace these two. Okay, there's a Reality Smasher. Yeah. So we're taking 8 now, going down to 6. Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious. We're just gonna go with this one, and then play that into a Chalice so that Reality Smasher cannot attack anymore, and we can hopefully block with our Pendulum Click. Perfect. We reveal the Walking Ballista that we cannot get rid of right now. Yep, makes sense. Harvest Pie is a good one. So he's playing Walking Ballista for 2. We actually have Goblin Duck with us, that's not too bad. Thornotia is bad though. What are our outs here? Don't think there are many. Our Spire just dies. Snapcaster dies. We probably should save Braid, right? So if 3 more turns. Okay. Alright, just putting out this spell snare here, putting in another spell guide, since that's way more important against those walking ballistas. Yeah, but other than that, I am fine with what we did here. Sadly, Harvestfire doesn't have Delve, like Logic Knot. It's a very similar ability, but it's not the same. Therefore, the converted mana costs do not stack. Red sauce. Come on. Sure, of course, what else? The only tapped land in our deck. If we find another land, then this is okay. We can. Oh, come on, is this a fucking joke? So down to 10 again. So Endbringer can ping us, which is somewhat annoying. We could of course go Lightning Bolt and Abrade it, but I think it's more important to get Ensnaring Bridge down here. And then next turn, Lightning Bolt and Abrade it. That certainly was a mistake. should have seen that our only way to win this is by getting rid of that endbringer. Unless, of course, he already has a big walking ballista in hand. Yeah. And the way he plays it here, that he's not tapping out for it, indicating that he does have another walking ballista in hand indeed. Yeah, if we had drawn land earlier without, like, we scried one to the bottom, then we scried one to the bottom with opt, then we had to draw, then we had an additional draw, and yeah, if we had like drawn not only, well, alright, didn't even board out Ugin. That's yeah, but then we wouldn't have to sacrifice our spell guide, and then we would have been able to just redirect all these splash damages. I think the game plan by itself was good. Just didn't work out with our draws. Also, we never drew a Dark Shackles. That's pretty sad. Our best cards. So starting off 0-2 with pretty rough matchups, we still put on a fight, so we're not completely out of the picture, but yeah, not the best matchups for us. And yeah, what I will change, I'm actually quite happy with Goblin Dark Dwellers, but the treasure maps are gonna go out again, and we're gonna put 2 more ancestral visions back in. It's too relevant to have them in your starting hands. Okay, basic forest off the top. Could be anything. Could also be Junt or Biggie Rock. Yep, it's Junt. So he probably wants to take a lightning bolt and follow it up with a Tarmogoyf. Since, yeah, I think I'm just gonna play... No, I'm not gonna play the Electrolyze here. If he wants to protect the Tarmogoyf, then he's not taking the Electrolyze. And there's to mention there are no lands in our graveyard yet, both his and ours. So the Tarmogoyf right now would be a 2/3. So we could double bolt him. Yeah. Now it's a 3/4 because of the lightning bolt. So, alright. Is this a fucking joke? Everybody's using Faithful Suiting now. Even John. Man. Yeah, you know it's a broke card. Death Shadow. John. Even all the fair decks in Modern are playing Faithful Suiting right now. Makes no sense at all. So, yeah, let's keep up our options here. Harvest Spy is pretty good. We can kill the Goyf, and we also get rid of even doing click, therefore we would only need to dredge for 3. So I'm taking the hit here because Faithful Suiting, flashback, sure. One, he doesn't have a creature, right? No, but it's 4/5 right now. Yes, treasure map, guys. It is treasure map. Great. I mean, as good as Faithful Suiting is, it just makes John super slow. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, I think Blood Moon is reasonable. That, of course, we don't have to play the Blood Moon right now, but at some point we'll probably want it. Just if we fall behind. Let's have a look at what he Liliana of the Veil. Okay, let's remount that one. And then let that resolve. Bolt it. Upkeep stop. We'll look at our deck. Put that card. Yeah, to the top, I guess. Then we're gonna have a Blood Moon, so that Liliana is dead for him. Alright, good. Discarded 2 Lilianas. So now the treasure maps actually provide us with additional blue sources for our cryptic command, which I'm pretty happy about because he won't be thinking about it. And so what we're gonna do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's kill that thing. Actually, do it this way. Then go Snapcaster, Harvest Pyre. Okay. Harvest Pyre that thing for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And then lightning bolt that one. And yeah, treasure map is also great because of the additional copies, like when we're playing in such provision. Come on, a third copy of Tarmogoyf. Oh yeah, we have an upkeep stop. Alright. So what I'm thinking about here is return target permanent. 1, 2. To get an attack going, and then we spell snare it on the way back. Another treasure map. Great. Dum dum dum. Yeah, Logic Knot isn't the worst. Going in with the slow beats here. If he doesn't find a basic swamp and then goes with abrupt decay, yeah. 500 counters on our hand. Yeah, so Relic of Progenitus. Here I probably also want to have Solemn Simulacrum because it's just a mid-range battle. But we cannot board anything that we cannot happily sacrifice or flip in any meaningful way, just because he does have so many ways of getting rid of artifacts. The Abrupt Decay, Mushroom Pulse, and maybe he's even boarding Ancient Grudge now. So Fogbolt is pretty bad. The only good thing about it is that it catches catches Dark Confidence, but we haven't seen those yet. Solemn helps us in a couple of ways. And then there are 3 relics. Remand, probably not good enough on the draw. And I think I want to take out the treasure map here as well, just because it's 3 turns of susceptibility. Although it's been pretty great there, I could say. So opponent keeps his hand and put a card on the bottom. Might take the Relic of Progenitus here. Okay. Maybe he already has an Abrupt Decay in hand or something similar to get rid of the relic. Okay. Or maybe he doesn't and he realized his mistake. So, finally a win against Faithless Junt. Sean 6. Gonna keep here. Alright, one has to say, despite playing 8 islands, we still somehow manage to always be flooded with red or colorless. Thought Scour. So we're playing against Grixis here. Letter Emissions and Thought Scour in the same shell. Not likely to be anything else. Turn 2 Tusker would. Alright, what is that? Another Tarmogoyf deck. So we're just playing against Timo Moon. And this means that there is already, yep. So it doesn't feel completely wasted that we're hitting the turn guard there. So the good thing about Teemo Moon is that they cannot get back their town guards from the graveyard. Oh, that's a Hooting Drills. Oh man. So we're not playing Teemo Moon, but we're playing something more aggressive here. Might have even pump spells. Maybe this is counter cat. Although I would probably not employ Serum Visions there. Well, at least we have a couple of really interesting matchups, right? So the thing has Trample, which is even more annoying, and he had to delve his whole graveyard for it, rendering his any follow-up Tarmogoyf almost irrelevant. Let's see what type of counter magic he plays. So the thing is that he could have pump spells as well. Being counter cat. Alright. So we just take 4 here. That's fine as well. And I think we're just trying to burn him out here. We have one ephemeral in our to our disposal as well. So these are both 4/4s. He cannot block ours though, not with a single creature, and I don't think that he has any means of getting rid of a Goblin Dark Dweller. So we're just trying to raise him here. And the only way that goes really poorly is if he's also playing Team of Battle Rage. Pretty sure that he at least has one Stubborn Denial in his hand. Let's go. Nope. Vapor Snag. Okay. So yeah, let's try again. Okay, at least we're not running into Snap Vapor Snag here. And that was the Stubborn Denial. And apparently he has another Hooting Drills. Oh my god. So what happens if we attack with... So Goblin Dark Dwellers cannot be countered. And if we attack with Wandering Funeral, he has a pop spell, then we just die. And the same goes for if he doesn't have a pump spell, but We go to block. I mean, he needs to have something, right? Either burn, and burn would already be enough. Like a lightning bolt. And what could we be digging for here? If we had a logic knot instead of a Riemanns, that would be a whole different story. But the Hoting mandrills here with trample are really annoying. So I think he just played it as a blocker to block the Wandering Fumarole and then kill us with a lightning bolt. Therefore, I'm not gonna attack here. See if he does have pump spells. And we're just gonna block. So he probably has a bolt and is going to kill a Wandering Fumarole. I could have used the opt here, but if we go for a play there, then he might, he was maybe playing around like a spell snare or something. So if we go for something there, I fear that we could have just lost it. So there's no instant in our graveyard yet, or in his. Therefore, we're probably just gonna take a hit off of the Tarmogoyf, right? But if he does have the bolt, which we suspect he has, then that might also not be correct. Even if it just has a top five, I mean, he has 5 cards in hand, can't all be lands, right? Right. So let's hope he's just playing top fires and no bolts. Now the Tarmogoyf is a 3/4 though. So what we need to do here, we would need to draw into a bolt in order to survive this. And maybe he just has a bolt here. Yeah. All right. So treasure map out, and Zasher Vision probably out as well. Relics in, spells guides in, explosives. Only against goof. Is that good enough? I think it's even too fast a deck for Blood Moon to shine. Yeah, maybe one explosives for the goifs. And then we could be playing Ensnaring Bridges instead of Remand. But we're on the play. Fogbolt out. One bridge, one shackles. Yep. Because shackles is a little slow, but if we get it down through stubborn denial, all the likes, then we actually have some decent plays. And it's really tough for him to get back from that because he's only like playing one or two. Devil of Secrets, sure. Could be playing what's it? Disrupting Show to protect his Devil of Secrets here. That might be something that people would want to do. Put 2 cards on the bottom. And put another 2 cards on the bottom. So maybe he's looking and digging for threats here. But I have to say, like, despite having the treasure maps be a little bit awkward at times, I'm really happy with like the deck in general. I like Goblin Dark Dwellers way better than I like Pian Kiranlar in this shell. And now we only have to think about the Remands. Remand, of course, very good against anything that's playing. So I think we go Snapcaster Opt to generate a little bit of card advantage here. Find another relic, which is perfect. Because now we can go 2 cards in his graveyard. Both are relevant. Therefore we just go another relic. Exile both of his cards and then kill the guy with Outbolt. Because then instant is the only every fucking deck is playing freaking Fatal Soothing. It's unreal. Yeah, that's Hooting Mandrills. We sadly didn't have priority in between, so we couldn't prevent this, except for if we had in response to the to the Faithless Looting had played. Oh, I had sacked one relic. But we're gonna bounce this and then keep the graveyard clean. Because even if he has his Thought Scour now, then cannot just play Hooting Mandrills again. Also, he's got a lot of counter magic, as we can see here. Sure. And Blood Moon, of course, would be really good against his land base, but we just won't get it through. Like, not in this life. Alright, I think we're gonna pop one relic soon. Not yet, but quite soon. Just to draw more action. And here we're taking the Mystery Rainforest instantly in response to, otherwise you would have the mana for a Hooting Mandrills again. Which he does now as well. So we're playing Vendilion Click. Don't think that he has counters against non-creature. We're trying to take, hopefully, the one copy of Hooting Mandrills in his hand. Yes. Hooting Mandrills. Interestingly, he didn't use Roast there in order to get rid of our, oh my god. In order to get rid of our click. Because Roast is just... At this point, I think I'm just gonna crack it. Well, I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't we draw a card? Yeah, alright. So I don't want to play Goblin Dark Dwellers yet, because we know about the Roast. And I don't want it to, oh my god. Alright, I should concentrate again. Like, I'm just clicking and talking here. Another Stubborn Denial. Interesting. That's actually pretty good. Because our Wandering Fumarole can still attack underneath our bridge. And the Insectile Aberration cannot. He does have Stubborn Denial though, 2 of those. So we would need to use both here. But that's still fine, I guess. I also had a Spell Pierce. Well, at least we know what he has in hand now, and we can raise him pretty comfortably. 1 bolt and he dies. Delva, Dispel, Thought Scour. Man, he has so much counter magic. Faithful Looting and Scouting Tarn. Looting, probably a good card here to have. But if he taps out, of course, that could always be his death. looting. Let's see if he gets rid of the roast. Nope. So how much mana do we have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 5. Yeah. Nothing to flashback, but at least an evasive threat here. And we also haven't even clicked to have a look at his hand before. Now he had another roast. Okay. So bolt is lethal. Let's have a look at this hand first before we do anything. Oh man, also lightning bolt. So we activate this, go to 3. He needs to block. Put on top. And of course, if I hadn't not switched one time there, we would have 3 more life, and probably he didn't have another creature here. And we could die. But he will only attack if we are dead. Okay, Serum Visions. 1 card to the bottom, 1 card to the top. Okay, just a land. So there's 1 unknown card in hand. Okay, it doesn't attack. So 10 mana, Wandering Shimro. Stubborn Denial, of course, gets significantly worse now that he, I mean, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And he can use Stubborn Denial to counter our opt, which I think is what he's gonna do. But then still have Snapcaster on board. He doesn't have a threat. And any bolt from now on is gonna be lethal. Alright. Does Delva of Secrets change anything? So I already suspected that he did have Delva of Secrets. Remand on the draw, probably too bad, despite him having Hooting Mandrills. And I think he's going to reconsider in the way he constructed his sideboards. But Ensnaring Bridge is still not bad, right? I do like the Dark Shackles. Just because Ensnaring Bridge, Electrolyze gets hit by Dispel and all the other counter magic that he is bringing in as well. So obviously we would want to kill the Delva of Secrets here. But if he follows it up with a Tarmogoyf, we still have the Relic. I was like, no fucking way. Put 2 cards on the bottom of the library. So hopefully the Delva doesn't flip here. Which it doesn't. That's good. Faithless Looting. Alright. Same thing here. We could have popped the Relic, but it's also very possible that he is setting up for a Tarmogoyf here and doesn't have Hooting Mandrills. So that's Hooting Mandrills. So we're on 2-turn clock now, without even having anything additional, like counter magic that he 100% has. There's negate. So I think we're going to try to return and draw cards. Alright guys, that wasn't it. Interesting league, but not a very good one. I think these were some of the tougher matchups. We put up a fight. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not gonna play the last rounds because I mean, there's no sense. And yeah, have a good week as well, and see you soon.